What is premeditated ignorance? Premeditated ignorance is when we want to be deliberately unaware of something because we don't want the responsibility to have to change anything. We all do this. For example, we kind of collectively decide on the 4th of July that we really don't want to know what's in a hot dog, that we would just rather be ignorant. But for religious people, this is very amped up, including me when I was in religion. When it comes to whether or not people want to know if their religion is true, the answer is no, they genuinely don't. They are choosing premeditated ignorance. So, why is the brain doing that? Essentially, in our subconscious, our brain is doing the math on whether or not to value some information. It does this all the time. If there was a loud sound over here, I would stop recording and I would turn because my subconscious mind would say, I'm going to prioritize this new information that's coming from over here. But when it comes to religion, the brain is essentially saying, well, this religion, I get community, I get built in meaning, I get support for my kids, I get to feel special, I don't have to face death, I get a lot of order and structure and safety in a world of chaos. So they choose at a subconscious level premeditated ignorance, where I'm not going to see or value or process contradicting information, even if someone is putting it right in front of my face. So often, what it takes for someone to go through a faith transition isn't contradicting information, it's an experience that makes you more open to that kind of information in the first place. Like a common one is your kid comes out as gay, and now all of a sudden your experience at church is different, and then you're more willing to look at this critical information that you've probably seen 1,000 times out of protection for your child. That's a very common one. Or if truth seeking is a high core moral value for you, you can override this tendency towards premeditated ignorance. But when it comes to most people in the world, when we're talking about the door between belief and disbelief, even if I were to show them all the problems of religion, subconsciously, when we're doing the math, people still would rather live in a world with religious violence and religious problems than live in a world where they have to accept their own death and accept the fact that the universe doesn't care about them. When most humans do that math, they choose, before they even look at a single atheist argument, they choose to believe their story that gives them whatever flimsy sense of hope that it gives them, rather than face reality without it. Which is why I've always said that faith deconstruction, nihilism, it's truly a path for the brave. So stay tuned for more tools on nihilism so we don't have to resort to premeditated ignorance here on No Nonsense Spirituality.